Are you worried that the bipartisan bill that's passed in the Senate is not going to get passed in the House, and it won't, and thus it won't get signed by the president?
Well, I'm concerned about it. That's why I've been among those members that have said, let's act on the bipartisan infrastructure measure. And we try to have that happen in September. Unfortunately, it did not. We have another deadline pending on October, the end of this month. And I hope at that point in time, we'll pass that and send it to the president, because there is much needed funding in there that could help alleviate this problem in our ports and harbors, and it's much needed. It's why we need to invest in America's infrastructure. Reconciliation is important, and I support that effort. And what we ultimately end up in terms of the priorities of the reconciliation package we're negotiating right now. However, the bipartisan infrastructure measure is ready to go, and we ought to get it to the president's desk as soon as possible.
I've heard many people refer to the gridlock in the port in Los Angeles and Long Beach as a retail crisis. Is it also, first of all, do you agree? Secondly, and more importantly, is it also a food crisis? And if so, how?
Well, it is. It's both. The retail crisis we're going to be seeing the impacts of here in the fall with Christmas coming upon us. But California agriculture, and I'm a third generation farmer, we export 44% of our agricultural products on a given year. Citrus products and other kinds of more perishable foods that we export can't sit around the harbor waiting for a container ship to load on. And we've had problems in the past where a lot of our perishable products have unfortunately gone to waste, waiting for an ability to be exported. So this is both a food issue as well as a retail issue.
Is there anything legislation can do about making sure that when a container ship comes into this country, offloads its product, that our exports get put on the containers and go back out, rather than having them leave empty, because that hurts producers here in this country?
Yes. And that's why the legislation that Congressman Garamendi and myself and over 100 co-sponsors are pursuing, and we hope to get out before the end of this year, either in the Coast Guard reauthorization bill or in another measure. But the bottom line is that the Federal Maritime Commission doesn't have the flexibility necessary to deal with that issue of container ships leaving empty, because there's an issue of the demurrage rule in which container ships can then charge us for them waiting for periods of time. The fact of the matter is we have to have a level playing field as it relates to trade. And one of the ways that we guarantee that is that those ships that offload go back with products that are produced in the United States to those Asian markets, in the case of Los Angeles and Long Beach Harbor, as well as Oakland and Seattle. So the legislation that we're looking at really provides some relief, gives the Federal Maritime Commission more flexibility to deal with these issues.